Next, we'll go to Luann in Hales Corner. Hello, Luann. Thanks for staying on the line. What's your question?
Hello, Senator Johnson. I am wondering what, thank you for taking my call. I'm very concerned. My husband's paralyzed veteran. We get a lot of help from the VA, and I know that you stand with veterans, but there's a ripple effect that if this budget resolution goes through as it is, a couple of our aides are going to lose their health insurance. They can't afford to stay on the ACA because the stipend is too expensive. And I agree, this is a system that needs to be looked at, but I'm hoping that you will be a voice for us, a voice for veterans and caregivers who are low income workers that really need health coverage. And I don't want to see the government shut down. And I just feel like the Americans, we are being held hostage when Trump says he's going to fire all these people. How is that fair to just having negotiations? Could you ask your party to come to the table being willing to negotiate that piece so that we can keep our health care, our aides can keep their jobs, and they don't have to go bankrupt? That's what one of my aides said. He said, if I can't stay on this plan, I've looked into it, I can go on a lower plan, but if anything happens, I'm going to go bankrupt. He doesn't make any money, not much
Okay.
as a part time aide.
So Luann, just again, I'm leading the effort to get the Eliminate Shutdowns Act passed tonight in the Senate. We'll see who votes for it. Again, if you vote no, you're voting to continue the chaos. You're voting to continue the partisan games being played with people's lives, as you're talking about. So again, I want to pass this and get rid of eliminate shutdowns for all time. Okay, hopefully Democrats will support that. Hopefully we can get that passed and then signed into law. But when it comes to health care, you have to first understand that it is Obamacare's faulty design that has dramatically increased the cost of health care, particularly on the individual market. And here's why. We all supported covering people with pre-existing conditions. We had in Wisconsin, for example, a very effective high-risk pool. It wasn't perfect, a couple tweaks, and you could have covered everybody with pre-existing conditions without this massive increase in costs. And what caused those Obamacare policies to go increase is it forced the cost. By the way, the high-risk pools are paid for by a small percent on everybody's health care. I mean, everybody paid the very little amount it needed to fund these high-risk pools, right? You wouldn't even notice it on your premium. Obamacare forced everybody buying Obamacare policies to pay the full cost covering people with pre-existing conditions. It didn't work. Policy or insurance costs on the individual market skyrocketed, doubling, tripling, quadrupling, plus deductibles went out of sight. So it is the faulty design of Obamacare. Now, what we're talking about right now with the ACA, these are temporary enhanced subsidies because of COVID. Democrats made them temporary. Democrats have twice had an opportunity to make them permanent. They didn't do that. Here's the problem with these subsidies. By eliminating any contribution for these policies, unscrupulous agents and brokers are literally signing people up for Obamacare that they don't have to pay anything for, so they just use their name and birth date. People don't even know they have the policy. Out of the 20 million policies, there are 12 million people never even use them.
Senator, can
We
I?
don't know. Somewhere between 6 and 12 million people didn't make a claim on the insurance policy. Now, there's always going to be a certain percentage that does that, but somewhere between at least 6 million people don't even know. So we are literally paying tens of billions of dollars into insurance companies that nobody even knows they have the insurance. That is just money wasted, taxpayer money being wasted. We've got to end that fraud. And
Senator
by extending
Johnson,
these Obamacare subsidies, we're extending that fraud. Go ahead, Luann.
I just want to say that when I had to use that because I take care of my husband, there's no way you could create fraud because you have to file a certain form with your taxes every year showing your marketplace you had the marketplace and here's the form that shows it. Otherwise, you have to pay back
Yep.
all of that stipend. So I don't see any process that you're talking about,
So,
COVID or
okay, well,
temporary. It was, wait a minute, it was never temporary. It was always part of the Affordable Care Act. Can I tell you one thing? I agree with you. It's done nothing to control costs. So my suggestion is to not just cut all these people off at the moment, but work, make part of the agreement that Democrats will work with Republicans to fix it, not just take it away. Okay, that would be my suggestion.
Well, Luann, I always said, a lot of my colleagues said, repair the damage done by Obamacare. And there's a lot of damage being done. I mean, the Obamacare expansion to Medicaid, that's, paying $9 for every dollar state sticks in there for an able-bodied adult, which has led to, provider taxes, provider fees. That's not health care. That's led to kind of legalized fraud when we only pay $1.33 for disabled child for every buck. I mean, again, it's grotesquely faulty design. But again, Democrats, I'm sorry, they don't want to fix it. They just want to throw more money at it. And that's, extending and they were temporary. The subsidies are always part of Obamacare, but participants had to at least put some money into it. Right now, I think
They still
6
do.
or 12 million of them don't have to. That's what's led to this particular part of fraud here. And again, it is just true. Name and birth date and unscrupulous agents can sign people up, and they have, and that's all been documented. But Luann, appreciate you staying on the
Thank
line.
you.
Appreciate your question.